And welcome once again to another fantastic edition of Atomic Tutorials. My name is Dr. Wasabi, and in today's upload we are doing something a bit different. We are going to be making a road, but not just any road. The kind of roads you'd see in Fallout. They're very cracked, they're very diminished, they're very kind of organic looking because they've just been weathered by the ages. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be making. This is going to be a great build for any of those who are trying to do a Fallout world and want to add these kind of degraded roads into the overall setting. So there we go. This is going to be a step-by-step tutorial. It isn't going to be you're going to be following me building. It's more I will show you each step and then you will follow. So that is what we're going to be doing today. For the overall block palette, it is very short. I mean, look at this, 4 blocks. Like, I think this is the shortest block palette I've ever done. One slight caveat to that though. If you are in survival, you will need to collect a whole bunch of these blocks because of the general ambiguity of this build. So if you're building a small road, then you'll have to collect a small amount of these items. If you are building a long road, then you'll have to collect a whole bunch of these items, and so on and so forth. So for the overall build we are going to be doing today, you will need light grey concrete, andesite, yellow concrete powder, and stone buttons. So there we go. Again, for survival players, you will need to collect a whole bunch of this. I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be a real pain, as is most kind of road building in Minecraft survival. However, when it's done, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the result. So I think without further ado, let's get on to step 1. And we are back. So for step 1, folks, what you're going to be needing to do is figuring out how wide you want your road. So as a general rule of thumb, I always do my roads as 5 on each side and divided by a yellow line. Again, you can customize this in terms of width and length and whether it wants it to curve or anything like that. However, that will be later in the tutorial. For now, just figure out how wide you want your road. Generally, I do it so it's 5 blocks on each side and 1 in the middle. However, if you do want to do it a bit more tight, a bit more wide, then that is up to you. So that is the first step of your rule. Well, the first step of this tutorial, figuring out how wide you want your road. For step 2, what you're going to be needing to do is figure out the pattern of the road that you're making today. So what you need to do is place down 3 blocks of yellow concrete powder, like so. 1, 2, 3. Leave 1 space, and then on the next block you place a stone button. That is going to be your pattern for this road. You'll have to absolutely memorize this in order to get this tutorial, because this is the pattern of the entire road. It will follow you everywhere you go, so make sure to remember it, folks. So what you need to do now is essentially copy this design along wherever you want your road to be, like so. So just as a rule of thumb, concrete powder, leave a space, button, concrete powder, leave a space, button, concrete powder, leave a space, button, and so on and so forth. Don't forget to get your concrete as well, just filling this in as far as you want it to go. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing for step 2. Okay then, folks, so the next step of this build, as I've kind of displayed on the road already, is what we're going to be doing is placing andesite, and this is going to be adding texture to our road. So just place andesite randomly on the road, like so. Okay then, folks, so by the end of the last step, you should have a road that looks like this. It's been sufficiently textured with andesite. So what you need to do now is break up the sides of the road like so. You don't want to break the road entirely by strips. You just need to do it randomly so it just looks like the overall environment is wearing away at the road itself. Now, depending on where you put this road, you will have to fill in said broken blocks with the surrounding terrain. So for me, it's sand, it might be grass, it might be dirt, whatever it is, just start filling in the road where you're broken with the surrounding terrain block. Okay then, folks, so by the end of the last step, your road should look a little bit like this. So adding on to the general degradation of the road itself, what you need to do is go on any given side of the road and just make lines through, like so. There's random diagonal lines through the road itself. It doesn't depend on the angle, as long as you're making it evenly cut up in a sense, then that is what you need to be doing. Just dividing the road like so, with several dividing lines. Okay then, folks, so for our next step, your road should look a little bit something like this. You've got a bunch of lines for it, so what you need to do, like the last step before that, is just fill up the lines with the associate terrain block. Now again, if this is sand, fill it in with sand, then if it's dirt or grass, and fill it in with dirt and grass. It really depends on the terrain. I will actually make a comparison between different terrain blocks at the end, folks, so stay tuned for that. So that is what you need to be doing, filling in the lines with said terrain block. Okay then, folks, so that is our build essentially done for now. One final optional step that I will show you, folks, is at the addition of dead bushes. Now, I quite like how these look. Again, this is an optional step. You do not need to do this. However, for me, I like how the sense of nature is reclaiming this road, even though it's completely barren. So again, that's something I would do. If you don't want to do it, then that's completely fine. It is up to you. So the general vibe of this build that I wanted to convey, which I think it really does, is that this is a road that has seen some time, folks. This is a road that has not been maintained. It has stood here for 200 years, essentially, according to the Fallout universe, or at least for most of the games that we played, it's been over 200 years. And I think this really conveys that you've got these wonderful segmentations through the road, the kind of cracks that have shown up from a lack of maintenance, and of course wear and tear over the years, and I think this really shows that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to place this road in a bunch of different terrain scenarios and show them off for you folks, just to show the kind of wide range of variety you can get with this kind of design. So I'll be right back with you after this brief intermission. And we are back from that brief intermission, folks. Now, before I show you anything, folks, anything at all, I just want to say, if you do like what I do, if you like my stuff, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Doing so helps spread my channel throughout the blessed YouTube algorithm. Of course, it spreads my content to you amazing, just fantastic people. Now, let's see what we've done here. So, here is 3 versions of the road. The first one is the default version that we've done before, that one you can see over there, and these 2 are the ones I want to show you. So the first one I have modified is a lovely grassland biome fit. Now I love how I've done this. So I basically filled up all of the cracks with grass, bone mealed on top, and added a bunch of bushes, and I really like how this came out. It reminds me of The Last of Us, if we're going on a post-apocalyptic kind of scale. So yeah, I really like how this came out. The other one is a bit less detailed, but I also do like it. It is the kind of snow biome fit, which is more of a Metro Exodus kind of theme in terms of post-apocalyptic games. But I really like this, some layered snow on top of the cracks. Really like how this came out. So yeah, that has been our tutorial for today, the Fallout roads. It's a bit of a miscellaneous tutorial, but I think it was good to explore this, because you know, a lot of people don't realize how much detail you can actually put into a road. So yeah, that has been our tutorial for today. I want to thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and again, if you do like what I do, please like this video and subscribe. My name has been Dr. Wasabi. I want to wish you a very good evening, and of course, as always, God bless.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.